It's been 14 months since the BlackBerry Priv hit shelves, and there's still nothing quite like it on the market. With a spiritual successor on the horizon, let's take another look at BlackBerry's first Android smartphone to see what's held up, what's fallen off, and what's next. I'm Michael Fisher, and this is the BlackBerry Priv Review Redo from Mr. Mobile. I've been using the Priv intermittently since I reviewed it for Pocket Now in November of 2015, and the key thing that's kept me coming back is the design. If you ask me, BlackBerry hit a home run with the Priv's look, from the curved AMOLED screen, to the faux carbon fiber, to the full QWERTY keyboard tucked within a vertical slider. Yeah, the portrait design makes it super tall when deployed, but I don't really mind people eyeballing my phone when it looks this good. And the usefulness of those keys doesn't stop at typing. The BlackBerry keyboard is the only one that doubles as a trackpad to help you navigate the interface, so your thumb isn't blocking the screen every time you scroll through a list or a web page. Shortcuts are great too. Assign any key to any app, and a long press will take you right to it. The board is also a potent weapon in the never-ending battle with autocorrect. You just swipe up to accept a word when the Priv guesses it right, which is pretty often. And if you don't want to use the physical keyboard because, say, you've only got one hand free, the software version has the same solid prediction. And speaking of software, BlackBerry is one of the few companies that's kept its promises on security. Every time I've moved back into the Priv, it's had the latest monthly security patch from Google waiting for me. Also, the BlackBerry launcher has a few conveniences not found in stock Android. You can swipe up on certain apps for a widget view, just start typing right from the keyboard to do a search of the whole device, and you can pin specific tasks right to the home screen. So for example, instead of opening the clock and finding the alarms section to schedule a wake-up, you just tap on the shortcut to take you right there. And much of BlackBerry's heritage has been ported over to Android as well. You get the handy mute key for phone calls, the old flashing LED for notifications, and you can group all of those notifications into a single list with BlackBerry Hub, the most feature-packed messaging app I've ever used. Unfortunately, many of those features are only convenient if they work quickly. And most of the time, the Priv is not a quick device. This was true even when it was brand new, and the introduction of truly fast Android phones like the Pixel have made using the Priv a particularly disappointing experience, especially with apps like Snapchat. Now, I can hear the protests already. This is a business device. It's not for wasting time on #chat snaptag. Well, okay. But the Priv's plodding pace extends to its core assets. The Hub is one of the slowest apps to open and load. And the feature that lets you start a search right from the home screen just by typing is my favorite thing on the whole phone. But I never use it, because it's too slow to even keep up with my keystrokes. This general sluggishness translates to Android version updates too. As I record this in the opening days of 2017, Priv owners are still waiting for Android Nougat. The Priv's primary camera is still acceptable, with occasional flashes of brilliance, and a revised viewfinder that's easier to use than it was at launch. Its front-facing camera is not acceptable in the slightest, with someone recently telling me it looked like I was using a Minecraft filter. And I'm not sure if it's the software or the Snapdragon 808, but the Priv's power pack can barely get me through a day, despite its size. There are exceptions to some of these shortcomings, as the passionate BlackBerry fanbase is sure to remind me in the comments. It's not my intention to dismiss or insult these folks. If this phone was faster, I'd have bought one myself. And if you're the type who doesn't mind tweaking and optimizing Android, the Priv is a great project for you. But for everyone else, for all but the most devoted BlackBerry or QWERTY keyboard fans, even the discounted rates through third-party resellers are a bit too high. The next smartphone due from BlackBerry is a candy bar, unofficially codenamed Mercury, which I saw briefly at CES. Though not a direct sequel, Mercury does address some of the Priv's shortcomings, with a fingerprint scanner, Android Nougat right from the get-go, and almost certainly more efficient silicon running it all. We don't have full specs yet, so all of this is subject to change, but my biggest hope for this new device is that BlackBerry speeds up the software, and that hardware partner TCL delivers rock-solid build quality from day one. Lastly, though I understand it's targeted mainly at corporate users, I hope the price is a bit more palatable to ordinary folks than the Priv's $700 launch tag. In any event, Mercury will benefit from the same upside that made the Priv sell at all, and probably the one that made you watch this video: the power of the BlackBerry brand, which persists years after the company's last big success. With competitors having sacrificed some consumer goodwill in 2016, the time is certainly ripe for a renewed BlackBerry to make up some ground. Share your own experiences with the Priv or your hopes for the Mercury in the comments, and subscribe to the Mr. Mobile YouTube channel so you don't miss future videos on BlackBerry and all things mobile tech in 2017. Till next time, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends.